Hey folks, so it's keyword research part 2 time. This is better than a Netflix series, I promise you. No, I can't make it that exciting, but it is fun. I like it. Okay, we've gathered our keywords. We've been to the website. We've extracted the keywords. We've taken the ones out that we don't like. We've double checked them all, and we've got our list of keywords in our sheet. Now, what we want to do is start expanding on those keywords, and we're going to use AI to do that. Whether it's ChatGPT, the free version, Bard or Claude, whichever one you want to use, that is fine. I have some AI prompts along the top here for you, but I've also got some others which I've added into Techmatics into the resources section. So if you go into the resources section in there, this is my view of it, but I've added in here keyword research AI prompts. There's a link there to this sheet, and you've got various prompts in there. So feel free to go and copy and paste those as you go along. So partly this is keyword research training. It's a little bit of AI training, but I want to do a separate video on AI. So whilst I will do a bit of AI now, if you've not done it before, there'll be some separate training on AI. Okay, so let's just crack on. So we were up to the point where we've got our keywords, and we're now going to expand on them, and we're going to use AI to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to go over to ChatGPT and show you what I've already told it. I want ChatGPT to know who we are, what we're about, what our aims are, that sort of thing. Now, with ChatGPT, it's important to tell it what you want it to do. So my prompt here was, you'll be acting as a world-leading SEO expert in the short-term rental industry, hospitality. Your particular expertise is travel to Norfolk in the UK, where our business attracts families and groups of friends to stay in our eco barns. Please do some research yourself by looking at our website before I give you the next prompts. So that's all I've done, is told it to go to the website and have a look. It's then given me an answer, which is actually quite good. It's quite interesting, but we're not actually looking for it to answer it right now. But anyway, it's learning about us. And what we'll do is it will create a tab on the left-hand side, and every time we come back, we can continue the conversation, and ChatGPT is building its knowledge about you and your business. Okay, so what I want to do is actually now start building some more knowledge about the business. Now, what I want you to do is go to a review site such as TripAdvisor. Your camera's not following me. TripAdvisor or Airbnb, Booking.com, anything like that. Just go to the page and click Control and A, and you'll see all the text is highlighted. Then go back to ChatGPT, and what we're going to do is just tell it something like, I want you to learn a little more about my business and why people stay with us. Here are some reviews so you can understand what our customers like about us and why they visit. And then I do Control and V. Hold on a second. I hadn't highlighted all the text. So when you go onto here, it's Control A to highlight everything, Control C to copy it, and then go back and Control V, and then we'll press Enter. And we'll see what that says. It's just understanding the question right now. I've given it a lot of information, a lot of copy off of the website. So here we are. So it's just running through that prompt. All we're doing at this stage is just trying to teach ChatGPT about our business. Okay. Right, so that prompt has run now. I just pulled the blind down. I paused it because the sunlight was on the screen. And now what we'll do, we'll go back to our list that we've already created. So now we've educated ChatGPT. We're going to go back here and we're going to copy the terms that are important to us and paste them in. All we're going to do is just paste them in right now. Now, I actually only added about 50 words from each to speed things up, but you can add all the ones that you feel are relevant. Copy and paste. And then we've got our next prompt here. And the prompt is, this is a list of keywords. So I'll put that in at the top. Don't know why I prefer to have it at the top. So this is keywords pertaining to our business. Well, it knows who we are because we've already told it in the prompt above. Please act as a world-leading SEO and keyword research expert and add to this list with LSI, latent semantic indexing words, and semantically similar words to expand our keywords for future SEO use. Our target audience is luxury holiday barns in Norfolk, which actually works quite well. Now, don't worry about spellings or anything like that. It'll understand what you mean, and then you can just hit enter. I'll just go back actually to LSI and semantically similar. You're trying to find words that mean different but mean the same. So sneakers and trainers and running shoes, and it's to try to cluster words together so that Google knows exactly what you're talking about on that page. So if I said trainer, you might think, one person might think running shoes and one person might think coach. So we have to cluster words together so it knows precisely what we're talking about and the words that are connected to it, like that would be from a spokes of a wheel. So for example, if I said coach, one person might think a life coach, one person might think bus. So we have to try to keep these words all clustered together. So we've got these lists that we can work with, and the content on the website is really clear what we're about. Okay, so let's just run that prompt and see what it comes back with. So it's normally pretty quick at this. Sometimes what it says, you think, that's not really natural, but sometimes the words are in there. So I don't think anyone's going to type in green lodging Norfolk, but the word green has given me some ideas, and we can maybe utilize that somewhere else in the copy. So it's not being exact at this point. It's just having the words that we can use. So let's just paste those in. And then we'll go on to the next prompt. And it says, again, acting as your SEO expert mode and highly skilled consultant in the hospitality industry, please take all of the keywords we are giving you above and those you're giving me to produce a list of long tail keywords for my business. So now we're looking for words that are a bit more descriptive in what we're aiming for. So people who are very specific with what they're looking for. So it might be not just accommodation in Norfolk, it's pet-friendly hot tub accommodation in Norfolk, for example. And this isn't the be all and end all. This isn't the final answer. This is just getting inspiration down on a page that we can refer back to later and choose what we like. Yeah, it speeds up the whole process, and that's where ChatGPT as a language model can help us just accelerate that process, because it would take me half a day to come up with this sort of content. And like I said before, some of it's not perfect, but between, we might take the first half of one sentence and the second half of another, and it gives us great ideas. So now potentially all of these 20 items could be blog titles, it could be paragraph headings and subheadings within our website. So let's just paste those in. And we'll move on again. So now what we want to do, we're trying to speed up our process. So we're telling it that we've got our keywords, but we want them on the right pages. Okay. We now need to not just have the words on our website, but they need to be on the right page on our website. So what you're trying to do is not always have the same words repeated over and over again on every page. Each page on its own right needs to have its own focus. It's sort of 3 to 5 word focus key phrase. That's what we're trying to achieve. And we have to cluster the words on the page so that we don't get what's called canonicalization. And I don't want to get technical with SEO, but canonicalization is where, say you've got one page that talks about, hot tub stays, for example, and another page that talks about accommodation with hot tubs. It's talking about the same thing. So Google's saying, right, you've got 2 pages that are almost identical, and it's only going to rank one of those pages. So when they're so close together, it will say, no, you kind of game the system here. What we need is the words to be separate. Yeah. So if you had hot tub stays in Norfolk, that's fine. And then another page that was about family stays with a hot tub, that would be okay. But if it's too close together, we get the canonicalization. So what we're trying to do is ensure that each page has the correct words on it, clustered together and focused. All right. Now, what it did here, you probably see it came up with 2 answers, and it's actually saying which one do you prefer. Now, this one looks longer to me, so I'm going to go with that one. So I'll just click on it. Now, obviously, you would put in the page titles that you have. Yeah, I've just done this for speed, for contact us, locations, etc. So go back over to your page and paste them in. What it sometimes does is you can see that it's gone in font 1 when you paste it back in. So you sometimes need to just go back, and it doesn't identify where the page ends. If you look in here, you can see. So I normally just highlight it and bold it just so I can see where it is. Yeah, locations, etc. Okay, and we continue with these prompts. Continue to act as our SEO expert. Please write down 5 blog titles. So now we're trying to look for content for later that will help us develop content. And you don't have to do this one right now. You can come back to this prompt when you're doing blogs, which again I'll do a lesson on. But that's the beauty of this. You keep the tab open for this thread, and ChatGPT is learning more and more and more. So in this prompt, I've said to ChatGPT, Please create 5 blog titles and a breakdown of headings relating to the above keywords and business details. Blog titles should aim at top, middle, bottom of the sales funnel in order to attract clients looking for my product and services, with great hooks, with the intention of converting customers to bookers with good CRO. CRO being conversion rate optimization. So we're not just saying we want to write a blog, we want to write a blog title, we want to write something that's catchy, that people click on, that is SEO optimized, and we're looking at people for different parts of the sales funnel. So let me just explain sales funnel again. Sales funnel being top of the sales funnel, broad search, accommodation in Norfolk, yeah? Middle of the sales funnel might be availability in Norfolk. It's more intentional. They might have specific dates or property features in mind. Hot tub, walking break, holiday in Norfolk. It's a little bit more specific. Yeah, so in middle of the sales funnel. Bottom of the sales funnel is where people are getting to the checkout page and they have a different set of criteria, some different questions. So it might be cancellation policy for, or words where they want to be more specific of what you have. So cancellation policy, potentially whether you've got parking or Wi-Fi, is a little bit more intentional down the bottom of the sales funnel. So where I talked about having content on each page that is clustered to the words, they're topical words on each page, we're now looking at also creating content through the website, which takes your customer through a journey from top of the sales funnel, broad search. So our homepage, that's broad. We're thinking top of the sales funnel, broad searches on our homepage. And as they get down into our individual properties, we're more specific about property details, location, more detailed location, not just Norfolk, but the village where you're in, postcodes, that sort of thing, property details. And then as they go through the sales funnel to the checkout page, we're being more specific still. Yeah, so it's how we're structuring our content on the whole website so that it takes those customers through a journey of the sales funnel. Once they're in the funnel, we want them to get to the next part. It's very common for people to have all content on all pages, and customers are not interested. They want to know that on the top of the sales funnel on the home page, you're talking about, yes, they've got accommodation in Norfolk. That gets them to the next part. It's the domino effect, okay? Yes, tick, we go on to the next bit. They're in the next bit. Do they have a hot tub? Is it self-catering? Do they have availability? Yes, tick, move on to the next one. What's my next question? Do they have a Z bed for my kid? Have they got parking and Wi-Fi? What's the cancellation policy? Yes, get the credit card out, right? So that's what we're trying to do through the broad feel of the website. So keep things specific on each page and think about where the customer is on each page. Okay, so that's why we're doing this. Don't fall into the trap of trying to have all content on every page, particularly start putting cancellation policies and everything on your homepage. They're not interested at that point. Yeah, we've got to take them through a journey and build trust along the way. So that's just running some prompts. What I was going to talk about as well another time is about topical maps. So what we'll do ultimately is start linking these keywords together. If you think how, what's the website called? Let me go and find it. I just paused that while I was trying to find the website I was thinking of. Wikipedia. I always forget the name. So ultimately later on, we're trying to make our website almost emulate the structure of a Wikipedia page, because Wikipedia does everything perfectly for search. And if you if you've ever been on Wikipedia before, you'll know that everything links together. See all these highlighted words? They're all linking together, creating topical maps on different things. Why did I put Oxford? Because I live near Oxford. But everything it says, Saxon period, then suddenly you click through and you talk about Saxon period. And that's what we'll be trying to create really on your website, is all about your expertise and your knowledge in your area. Yeah. So these are just ideas. You need to expand on them and use your own initiative and your own, your own expertise in your local area. Okay, so here's our blog titles. And like I say, we'll actually create, we'll do a lesson about blogs, but it's a good start and it gives us some ideas. Also go and have a look at some competitor sites. What blogs are they writing about? Just go and get ideas from them, and it will help enormously. So we're still not finished with prompts. Crazy, right? Now, FAQs, frequently asked questions, are amazing for building content on your page, maybe helping the customers. It means that they're not always contacting you, but also it's really good content. So we've done the prompt. Now you know the business. Please create suggested FAQs for each page regarding the keywords and what you know about the business. All right. Now, obviously, I'm running this quite quick. You would be a lot more specific about what you wanted. All right. You could add even longer prompts. Prompts are very important. So it's putting it again into different stages, which can tell you which part of the website you can add these to. All right. And you could even say after that, I would like you to create 10 potential FAQs for each page of my website. If I can spell, even though it would work it out if I didn't spell it right. I'm just going to paste these in while it's working. Don't know why it always puts that first one in small text. So let's see what it comes up with. Yeah, it's given us loads more options to work with. So you can see what I'm doing with these prompts now, just building out content as it learns more and more about us. Okay, let's go over to the last one. As our SEO expert, we would like to create any other search terms you might feel relevant for this business, particularly showing search intent for your product or service. Now, let's just go over to the prompts that I'm sharing in the course. And these are much longer prompts. So you could then go back and add all sorts of, there's about 10 or 12 prompts here. 12, 13, 14. There you go. What great value I'm giving you. Have a read through these. And it's there to try to really challenge ChatGPT and expand on the content you're creating and really educating ChatGPT and what you're trying to do. Let's just take this. Your task is to conduct a thorough analysis of the competition for a specific keyword, in particular industry niche. Your analysis should include identifying top-ranking keywords for the keyword, top-ranking websites for the keyword, analysing their content and SEO strategies, and evaluating their strengths and weaknesses. Wow. That's just amazing, isn't it? There's so much content we can pull out from here that we can just drop in add the answers in, and we can then just keep coming back time and time again to our sheet so that we can just draw on that, and that's what we're trying to do, is just build this out to use again and again as a resource. Because the challenge I find, you come onto your website, you're full of excitement, and you're going to create some content, and then you just hit writer's block. But if you can come along here and say, okay, what am I going to write about? Yep, that's it. I've got some content there. Here's a load of words. Here's what I'm going to write about. So now what you can do is start really expanding on this. So we could take, for example, a blog title. Let's have a look. Let's see one I like. Prepare your next trip. Okay, so that could be a good one. We'll go to ChatGPT and we'll tell it, this is a blog title that I would like to work with. Please create a blog outline and structure for this blog aimed at my target audience who will be, we're going to get really specific now, visiting in the winter months. I'll put that in a bracket so it knows what the blog title is. So the mistake people make with ChatGPT is they'll come in, open a new blog, new post and a thread, and will just say, write me a blog about staying in my accommodation. And it doesn't know you yet. Yeah, so we've got to build up to this point. And I'm not even going right in now saying, write me a blog. I'm saying, write me an outline of a blog. Okay, so now we can start nurturing it forward. And we might say, okay, well, we like this, and now I'd like you to write the intro paragraph, or I'd like you to now write section 2, but I'm going to change this part about it because we want to tailor it. So yeah, I think you get the picture. So now we've got, a really great spreadsheet that we can revert back to time and time again, and just keep adding to. We can add more and more, and there's no stopping us now. We've got the prompts I gave you in the other document, and we could perhaps use that prompt, add it at the top here in the next column, and put the answers below. So that's what this is about, going more and more deeper into your keyword research. And you can do this time and again, keep adding to it. You can put your competitors in there and find their keywords and see what how those keywords are going to help you, and what pages they should be on your website. Remember, we need to cluster them together. We're not talking on every page about every subject. We're trying to cluster them and keep them specific on each page. All right, I think that's all. I will be going next. We're going to be doing about Google Analytics and Google Search Console, but plenty more content to come. All right, bye-bye.